I will take the self-discovery journey from this movie and merge them into a new story. What is the self-discovery journey? It is a movie about a character finding oneself. Yeah, all good characters undergo some sort of change, revelation, or improvement. But what sets the self-discovery journey apart is that the discovery itself is positioned as the biggest challenge they will face.
I don't really feel like Barbie anymore.
It's gonna be a painful journey to understanding their want, need, and wound. As always, think about your own stories as we go through. You never know, you might come up with a stellar idea. Here's the first story beat needed in the self-discovery journey. Say what? This is where a character does not even understand what is available to them. Like the opportunity, independence, freedom, success, whatever it might be. This usually occurs because of one of two reasons. One, it has never occurred to the character that it's something to even think about. Like in Barbie, which I will get to soon. Or two, they do think about it, but they lack belief in themselves to achieve whatever the goal might be. Like in Wild, which I will get to soon. I like to think of this unawareness hand in hand with the protagonist's want. The protagonist's want is the external goal set up in the beginning of the story. What do they think is wrong with their life, if anything at all? And what external circumstances do they want to take place in order to change or improve this? See how it is yet to focus on the inner emotional stuff? Because, just like in life, people on self-discovery journeys always want to skip this bit and focus on changing the outside stuff and not the inside stuff. You know what I mean? Whatever the want is, it needs to be challenged or activated in the catalyst, making the protagonist take action not taken before to strive for what they want.
Send me through the portal.
Okay, there's actually no portal. It's a figure of speech.
In self-discovery journeys, this want is usually connected to the unawareness of either wanting to resist change because you don't know what else is available, or move towards change despite the lack of belief that they can change. Let me explain. Barbie Land is portrayed as perfect, and Barbie is content being stereotypical Barbie. That drive to evolve, to become something different has not even crossed the protagonist's mind. Why? Because Barbie is not even aware of the possibilities in her life because she's never been exposed to them. Her want is for everything to stay the same until... Barbie is malfunctioning and must go to the real world to find the human playing with her to, yes, fix it. So everything can go back to the way it was.
You have to fix the rip yourself.
Don't blame me, blame Mattel. They make the rules.
Remember, Barbie wants what she wants because she's in a state of unawareness. Present day Cheryl is a character presented with low self-esteem, trauma, and addiction. She wants to change this for the better. So her external goal is to hike more than 1,000 miles in hopes of returning to the woman she used to be before the trauma and addictions. Despite the external challenges, carrying a backpack, learning to pitch a tent, and being alone in the wilderness, the emotional journey is equally challenging. Through flashbacks, we see Cheryl in this state of, say what? She's in a place of unawareness. After her mother passed, she went down a self-destructive path. Cheryl thinks about grieving and moving on, but she completely lacks belief in herself to do this. The catalyst comes when Cheryl discovers she's packed the wrong cooking fuel. It's given her every reason to turn back, give up, and quit. Should she? This catalyst works because it immediately challenges Cheryl's lack of belief in herself to complete this external want.
Should I stay or should I go?
These protagonists will spend most of the adventure trying to achieve this tangible external goal to either stay in a place of unawareness or move on to the next phase, which is no way. This is when the protagonist starts to examine their own behaviour. This may include taking a look at past feelings or experiences, like in Wild, which I will get to soon, or simply examining the circumstances they are currently in, like in Barbie, which I will get to soon. I like to think of this kind of awareness hand in hand with the protagonist's need. The protagonist's need is the inner goal. In Wild, Cheryl's need is to redeem herself in her own eyes. In Barbie, her need is to acknowledge that she is much, much more than just stereotypical Barbie.
I'm not adventure Barbie. I'm stereotypical Barbie. I'm like the Barbie you think of when someone says, think of a Barbie. That's me.
So, from say what to no way, the protagonist has now experienced a shift. It's not only the external goal on their mind, it's the inner goal too. So JC, how does this shift happen in self-discovery journeys? Usually it is because they develop a new belief. One significant enough that they actually decide to try for the inner goal. They have been awakened to the possibility for a character like Barbie, or they're acknowledging their own capacity and ability for a character like Cheryl. Cheryl's belief about good people is challenged when she comes across Frank. He offers her a ride to civilization and asks her to wait in his truck. Here, Cheryl finds a gun and makes an assumption about him. Side note, fair. She's a woman traveling alone. These assumptions, however, are disproven the more she gets to know him.
You think I should quit?
Yes, I do. Don't listen to me. Hell, I've quit a bunch of stuff. Quit jobs, quit marriages. I'd have quit that hike after the first day.
She's reminded you can't judge a book by its cover, and therefore she shouldn't be so hard on herself either. She can find her way to redemption. Meanwhile, the flashbacks also demonstrate how Cheryl has begun to take steps to redeem herself, like owning up to her past behaviours and treatment of her ex-husband.
I cheated on him.
She seems sorry.
I am sorry.
Cheryl, come on.
So Cheryl is now actively pursuing her external want and inner need. Upon their arrival to the real world, what Barbie encounters contradicts her beliefs and she questions everything.
What would a smart Barbie do? I just need to clear my mind so I can think.
It builds up to the most significant shift so far when she begins to experience human emotions. She finds it heartbreaking, moving, confusing, and joyous.
You're so beautiful.
I know it.
Maybe there's more to the world and to her stereotypical Barbie than she first thought. This awareness only becomes stronger during her time in the real world, and we get to see more authenticity from Barbie.
You look different.
Oh, well, that's not how I normally look. I usually look perfect.
Oh, I don't know. I think you're just right.
And we, the audience, get a sense that there's no turning back from this awakening, despite that she's still going after her external want of returning things to how they were.
I can practically feel my heels lifting already. Yes! This is what I was supposed to do, bring you back here.
It feels right.
It does.
What's so fun to watch in this stage is how exhilarated the protagonist feels, because there's no proof against them achieving their inner need. Why? Because they haven't tried to achieve it yet. They're just riding on the belief that they can. And then what happens? They try to step toward their inner goal, and do they succeed? No. They try to make changes to be better, but do they? No. They suck. All of this creates proof that they will not or cannot achieve what they want. I like to think of this phase hand in hand with the protagonist's wound. The wound is a past experience that has made the character who they are, and is most likely why they want what they want and need what they need. For Cheryl, her wound is the belief that she is no longer a good person.
I don't know when I became such a piece of shit. I was good, you know?
It is often explored throughout flashbacks of Cheryl and her mother discussing what it is to be good.
If there's one thing I can teach you, it's how to find your best self. And when you do, how to hold on to it for dear life.
And this is your best self.
I'm trying.
Sometimes the wound is never explicitly shown, but is hinted at through subtext. For Barbie, her wound is that she does not think she's good enough to be anywhere but on the sidelines. It's why we always see her supporting the other Barbies or referring to their amazing achievements.
Barbie is a doctor and a lawyer and a senator and a Nobel Prize winner.
You're a Nobel Prize winner?
Oh, no, not me, but Barbie is.
Because she thinks she's just stereotypical and that there's no room for anything else.
I know I'm stereotypical Barbie and therefore don't form conjectures concerning the causality of adjacent unfolding events, but some things have been happening that might be related.
So what tends to happen when you've got all this failure mixed in with the wound? One of two things. One, they buckle down like Cheryl. Or two, they quit like Barbie. Cheryl is showing up and doing the work. She's overcoming all her doubt and frustration as this evidence of failure stacks up against her. The walk becomes more physical and the road more dangerous, and the flashbacks become more emotional and intense.
Well, the doctor said it'd be a year.
It's been a month.
One month.
Throughout these trials, her wound, the belief that she's not a good person, is slowly peeled away. And current day Cheryl feels deserving of the beauty before her. Barbie returns to find the Kens have taken over Barbie Land and she is powerless to stop it. She believes she can no longer achieve her external want or inner need by herself. So she quits, but not quietly.
Why did you wish me to a messed up world using your complicated human thoughts and feelings?
What?
Barbie Land was perfect before. I was perfect before.
She complains and blames. She beats herself up.
This is the lowest I've ever been. Emotionally and physically.
But the beauty of self-discovery journeys is that through her failures and mistakes, this is where true success is made for Barbie. How? Through her complaining and blaming and quitting, she gains knowledge and experience. And far more than she would have ever gained if she succeeded on the first try. Right? Her identity starts to change because of her failure. We truly get to see her hit rock bottom and rise up. And during this time, we get to see her wound addressed.
I'm not stereotypical Barbie pretty. I'm not smart enough to be interesting.
You're so smart.
I can't do brain surgery. I've never flown a plane. No one on the Supreme Court is me. I'm not good enough for anything.
Another character, Gloria, speaks to her wound in such a way that makes Barbie understand these uncomfortable feelings she's having and how she can channel them into something positive. So with all this experience and knowledge gathered from all the mistakes and failures that they've had, the protagonist finds the courage and resilience to keep going. And do you know what happens? They start to win. Evidence starts to stack up that they can achieve their want and or need. And the coolest part, they start to inspire themselves with their own wins. Cheryl learns a fellow walker has quit.
What?
He's coming back next year.
Wow. Greg quit and I'm still here?
It reminds her of how far she has come emotionally and physically.
My mother used to say something that drove me nuts. There's a sunrise and a sunset every day. And you can choose to be there for it. You can put yourself in the way of beauty.
Her past reckless behavior is tested when she encounters two men in the wilderness. Her old self would have welcomed the danger, the adrenaline rush, but her new self has recognized how unsafe she is right now. So she makes sure to get out of there. More proof is gathered at how well she is doing when she comes across three fellow walkers. She's actually tempted to talk to them about her trauma, but unfortunately they are not the right people to hold this space for her.
I think I know exactly who you're talking about. I don't want to talk about this right now.
Still, she is now behaving in a way that she is proud of, and she feels like she is on her way to her best self. Proof starts to stack up for Barbie too. Barbie and her friends successfully unbrainwashed the others to return Barbie Land to how it once was. And because Barbie went through that process of thinking Barbie Land was lost to getting it back, she can now handle this final obstacle with Ken with grace and compassion. And by helping him, she heals her own wound.
Maybe all the things that you thought made you you aren't really you.
Such good storytelling. She now knows to her core that she is more than just stereotypical Barbie, and that he's more than just Ken. He is Ken-uff.
Thank you.
The next beautiful phase is subscribe. Nope, just kidding, but subscribe. Here's the next beautiful step. This is me. The protagonist steps into their authentic self. They find their purpose or they find their higher self-esteem. This first comes to the surface when Cheryl encounters a young boy who tells her he has problems. She acknowledges that.
Problems don't stay problems. They turn into something else.
The boy goes on to sing to her, which causes Cheryl to experience a huge emotional release. She actually acknowledges her grief for her mother.
God, I miss you.
So Cheryl has transformed into this place of self-belief.
What if I was never redeemed? What if I already was?
You get the sense that she's done the healing that she's needed to do and that she can handle whatever it is to come next. She's made peace with her past self, and you know she will look out for her future self. Because Barbie successfully navigated this journey and come out understanding herself better, her inner need has become more significant than ever imagined.
Maybe I'm not Barbie anymore.
She's ready to ask more from herself, the world, and life.
So being human's not something I need to ask for or even want? I can just... It's something that I just discover I am?
Yes, Barbie has a lot to learn about the real world, but this specific self-discovery journey is complete. And that's why I believe she's landed in this place of authenticity. I only wonder what her next self-discovery journey will be. Okay, let's smash. I think the redemptive arc from Wild is so raw and so juicy, so I'd like a bit of that. I also like how the voiceover is used throughout. You know, we can really understand what's going on inside her head throughout each phase of the self-discovery journey.
I hope you won't be mad at me if I quit.
So I'm gonna take a bit of that. I really enjoy how Barbie's self-discovery journey is influenced in real time by those people around her. So let's pinch some of that. But what I love about Barbie the most is how it's not just Barbie on a self-discovery journey. The other characters are too, but all on different levels of story importance. So good. I mean, I could easily go back and apply all these story beats to Ken and it would work so well. Except I guess the story steps away from him before his authenticity is reached. But that's okay, because we are left with the sense that it will happen off screen anyway.
Thank you. Thank you, Barbie.
So let's definitely add a bit of self-discovery to another major character within my mash. So for fun, Let's say Bree and Ben, a young couple, go on a 80-day hike to decide if they want to recommit to their relationship. They've each got personal healing and redemptive arcs to achieve. I think I'd like Ben to keep a journal and for Bree to keep a video diary. And they are helped and hindered by two other couples that join them on the hike. Bree and Ben's parents. And let me tell you, they've got their own relationship and personal issues to contend with too. Subscribe. Until the next smash. Bye. That she's much, much more than just stereotypical Barbie. I'm losing my voice. Can you hear it? Oh no. Oh, I've got to get through this video.